Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Chosen Monet. Had a download a little bit ago. Y'all not gonna really get a good visual, but you're gonna get a good message. I remember being attacked by narcissists all the time. I don't go through it as much anymore because I'm aware of what's going on, so I'll properly prepare for them. I could see them coming. Before I couldn't see them coming, I wouldn't even acknowledge that there's narcissists, that there's people different than me. And I don't dislike all narcissists, but I really can't hang with them much. Tell you that. Barely can be around long. So, this girl I used to be friends with, right? Because I had went through a lot at a young age to where I kind of latched onto her friendship. I wanted a bond with her. Like, I grew up in a family that is kind of toxic, and I'm going to leave it at that. They're toxic, right? So, a lot of time when you have toxic family, you end up getting a toxic man or a toxic friend, and sometimes you don't know that they're toxic right away, but they're working with your family to destroy you behind the scene. So you have to be properly prepared and understand what's going on. They're gonna try you. I promise you, they're gonna try you. So hold on, y'all, 1 second. And I hate when I watch videos people do all this. My bad. Hold on. I gotta go grab something real quick. All right, now check it out. So obviously, I had to put distance between me and this young lady because she was different than me. After a long, long time, I almost didn't even notice that me and her was different. But some type of way, I started to catch on, and I'm telling you, it was hard. It took a long time for me to wake up because I thought that because she allowed me to come over all the time and she answered her phone, that me and her was cool. Please, most people answer their phone and put you on speakerphone. That doesn't mean that they're your friend. So you have to really watch who you consider your friend. Why do you think that they're your friend? So how I did things was different than how she did things, but I was starting to kind of flex what I do for her, meaning I would do things that she would do just to be around her, knowing that I don't do things like that. And it got to be a point where I stopped wanting to be around her, and I stopped trusting her. I stopped believing her, because in all reality, she was a compulsive liar. She was a compulsive liar. I wouldn't call her a witch because she really ain't got that good. She really ain't got that good spell magic. She thinks she do. Meaning she thinks she be setting people back, ruining people's lives, and she almost like this one transgender male I used to be friends with. I'm talking about all transgenders. I'm talking about a particular male that I was friends with growing up that was transgender. His mental health was pretty bad. Not gonna say no names, but his mental health was pretty bad, guys. Like, he'd be exposing different men. And I don't even know if, well, he seemed like he never lied. Like a lot of, but I'm sure he did. I'm sure he lied. He would call certain women, and not all the time, but I remember witnessing it one time for the first time, and I was really shocked and I was really upset about it. Oh my God, he had called this woman and told her that her man had been messing with him, and he's a transgender. And I just felt like pain in my heart, not only for the lady, but for the man too, because why would you do that? Why would you try to break up a happy home? And I'm going to go back to the old frame that's fake and messy and toxic. And y'all better catch on quick. Don't wait too long to understand that certain people is not your friend. Don't wait too long to think that certain folks is not your friend. Please don't wait too long. Let me go put this tissue up in the bathroom real quick. Yeah, so this girl, she knew that I was she knew I was one of the chosen ones at a young age. You wanna know how I know she knew, but I didn't know? She knew because she was more exposed to things that happen in the real world than I was exposed. I was more sheltered and shielded a lot of my life. Even though I was upset about my upbringing, you still did not fall victim to as much as you could have fell victim to based off of what other people would say would be victimization. You know, they went through this, they went through that, and I didn't go through that much. I went through poverty, but I mean, and a few other things here and there lightly. I feel like a lot of young girls will go through things when you grow up. It's part of life. It doesn't matter who you are. You're going to go through it. You're not exempt from nothing in life. So remember that, guys. And so it was weird, of course. It was weird because she knew. She knew there were certain things about me that was different than her. And when you're chosen, you do things in a manner that other people don't do stuff. So just because everybody else is doing this does not mean you're going to do it. You're set apart. Okay? So mostly with the chosen people, it's like right is right, wrong is wrong, and it's hard to go against that. And like with a narcissist, it's like it's their way and what they said and how they said what they said, and either you can get with it or you can get lost. That's how the narcissist is. So remember, that's how you know what a chosen person is. A chosen person is going to be somewhere doing the right thing or somewhere getting bamboozled because they think it's somebody get their friends and they're not. They thinking that somebody got their back and they don't. They thinking somebody is real and they ain't. So those are the things that the chosen ones will go through. But she had just made a status, and you guys, listen, let me tell you something. When you are chosen and you're still going to look at the narcissist page and you're still checking what your old narc friends or old narc lover doing or their family, you're not fully healed. You're almost healed. I mean, obviously, if you have to go look at their page in private, then y'all not around each other. Y'all not talking no more, so that's great. And don't hate yourself for study looking at the narcissist because sometimes you get traumatized by them. You want to get a second look, a third look, a fourth look. Next thing you know, you're looking 100 times trying to figure out, is this the same person that you was friends with? Yes, it's the same individual. It's the same snake. It's the same person that lied to you and gave you bad information so you can make bad decisions, and you were somewhere rooting for them. You were somewhere praying for them. You were somewhere giving to them. I remember I sold this girl, I basically gave her my bed, one of my beds, because I was going to upgrade my bed. But I always had nice things. I gave her my bed that I didn't want to do because I could have just put it in my kids' room, being that they had a bunk bed. But because she was my friend and she didn't have a bed, she used me for the bed. And I'm going to tell you this, anybody that accepts some things that they know they should not be accepting, that's a narcissist. This girl always had something going on. I would have probably been graduated at a young age from my first college, working on my next college, if I was not friends with her. But being that she always had something going on, I don't disrespect white people. Not because I'm scared of them, but because if you have sense, one, you will respect everybody. Two, I grew up around Caucasian people, and they were all I had for a while. So how I feel about the opposite complexion of me is different. You know, I feel like when my African American family was not there for me, they were. So I can't go against that. And like some people like her and certain individuals in general, they want to hate the opposite complexion. They want to say, oh, the reason why my life sucks is because of the white man. The reason why everything goes wrong is because of the white man. And that's not true. It's not true. He ain't have nothing to do with you doing all that foolish shit you did behind them closed doors. We're not in slavery anymore. You don't have nobody sitting here telling you what to do. So it just ruffles my feathers when African American people, and yes, I'm African American. I used to be called Oreo by this one black dude. He used to tell me, you black on the outside, but you white on the inside. I love that. But anywho, I'm black all the way around. I'm just proper because I'm from Wisconsin. And meaning that it's probably a few good folks there. It's hard though, y'all. It's getting bad. It's getting bad in Wisconsin. I ain't gonna lie. It's getting bad. It's getting bad. Every time I click online, I see something about somebody doing something they ain't supposed to be doing, whether it's a teacher or an instructor. But 30 years ago, you hear me? 30 years ago, it was not like that. I went to a really good elementary school, and I had white women going beyond and yonder to teach me how to read, how to write, how to do things. And listen, when I thought that it was never going to work, listen, I woke up one day, y'all. I was reading at an advanced level. I was speaking clearly because I speak with a lisp, and then my mom speak with a lisp. And you're almost, everybody got that one kid that's almost identical to the mother, at least with the image. Because your mom birthed you, so of course you're going to be a reflection of her, but you're going to be your own self. And so I grew up a lot with a lot of the same tendencies or the same things as my mother until I grew out of those things and grew into myself, my true self, my higher self. So I was a lot different than mama. But mama wasn't a bad person all the time. But it was stressful, if I could say the least. I mean, being a single mother has to be hard in general, too. She worked a lot, and she's kind of just mean. And it could have been that I made her nervous from being spiritual, always calling her out on things, but without knowing the full scope of what she went through. But that's neither here or there. I was a child, so you were innocent in anything that you done. Your intentions was pure. It was nothing to be malicious or have a moralist intent to hurt your mother. It was just a spiritual download that you would get, that I've got since I've been little. And I didn't know how to deal with those energies. I didn't know how to deal with certain things. When you wake up and you're chosen, no one tells you how to use that power. No one tells you how to use that manual. No one tells you how to do those things that you're trying to do, or that you're going to be doing. That no one tells you what your job is. No one tells you a lot of things that you need to know. So anywho, my whole point of making this video, you guys, I've been on here for 13 minutes. I got to wrap it up. I'm going to get ready to do my hair real quick. Well, it's going to be a process. I'm doing braids, so it's going to be a process. The main point in this video is looking back at that friendship and her saying that if she said, she just made a status, she said, what did she say, you guys? She said something like, if you never liked me and you hung around me and you never liked me, then you was fake and you had evil intentions, and she don't refriend people, blah, 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 blah. When me and this girl stopped being friends, she had came to me in her home and basically threatened me. I had no idea what she was talking about when she sat next to me and started talking demonic messages. But I felt so sick to my soul that I retrieved her message and I delivered on her command. So basically she said to me, guys, she said, I don't normally, I don't know, she said something like, I'm like, you need to leave, or you need to like, or like she said she had a friend back in the day that she was best friends with, and she used to wish evil things to happen to the young lady, And she said evil things started to happen to her. And so with that being said, that was her warning to me. She was getting to the point where she was feeling like wishing evil things upon me. But actually, I believe she had already been doing evil things to me for some time at that point. But being that I was not conscious in a way that a narcissist is, I was not aware of the world and what the world holds outside of my life and who I am. I was wrapped up with a bad entity. I was wrapped up with a demonic person. I was in the same lifestyle as someone, and once they could not control me, and once I was breaking out, and once I was waking up, I was falling into a sleep with the young woman. Because the more foolish things she would do, I would complain to her about it. I would address her about it. But what her actions was doing, those were still happening. It didn't matter what I said. It didn't matter what I did. Her actions were so toxic and so heavy that me being your best friend, I will bleed the same way you bleed if I continue to sit with you. So I had to separate myself. And even before that, she would get upset at me for having different friends. I had this one white girl best friend I loved so much. I had like two of them. But I'm talking about like during the time me and her was friends. I've had a lot of white friends. But these girls were in my 20s, I believe. So, I mean, you know how that friendship is. When you're 20 years old, you feel like a friend is like a sister, like a family member. Like, I would have probably took a bullet from one of them girls. Especially being that I have respect for the opposite race, because I grew up in an elementary school with a lot of white people. So how I would feel for, you know, the opposite, and not just any white person, but like people that fuck with me, I fuck with them. Y'all know how it goes. So, and you know, and that's just selling my soul too, because some of those white girls and Mexican girls, being that they're hanging in the black community, they're not going to give me that same loyalty because they're chasing things that they shouldn't be chasing themselves. You feel me? Like, if you're already white or you're Mexican, you have a good lifestyle, why would you want to lower that standard to come hang out in the hood community? People like me were trying to make it out, and then the people that I was befriending were trying to go in. So it was like shaking on the way out, shaking on the way in. So more demonic things kept happening because they wanted to be part of a community that I did not want to be part of. But needless to say, this black girl that I was talking about, this is a black girl that I was talking about, and she was actually from the South, and I'm from North. Not saying that the girls down South is like that. This particular lady blamed everything in America to why she acts that way, and really I believe that she's just jealous and evil. She just have a high sex drive. She wants to sleep with who she wants to sleep with. She wants to steal from people, rob and kill, and she want to do it on her own level, and she don't want no one to say anything about it, and what's done is done. So don't try to tell me to do something different, because I'm not going to do it. And if you come around trying to outdo me far as like smiling or people liking you more than like me, she wants to get rid of you. So I'm going to make a part 2 about this video, but I do want to let you guys know, in your healing process, 1, forgive yourself for being around this idiot Bozo the Clown too long. Okay? 2, or El Numero, prior to what I just said, what I said can be second, this can be first. God got the last say-so over your life. Love yourself, pick yourself back up. Don't stay down too long. That's what the narcissists want. The narcissists want you to beat yourself up. The narcissists want you to hate yourself. The narcissists want you to contemplate, did I do something wrong? Did they do something wrong? No, they did something wrong. You separated yourself. Big deal. It was hard. Because normally, chosen ones, they don't have a lot of people. They're already under attack. So when somebody takes you in and loves you, you know, you really think that they got your back. When I tell you this girl talked about me to everybody in the city, she copied me, she slept with baby daddy, she did things behind my back to make me fall from grace. She lied on me. She assassinated my character by telling people bad things, because with me being chosen, I don't talk to a lot of people, guys. I only let a certain type of person in my life, and normally it's a goddamn narcissist, because your mother was a narcissist, her grandmother was a narcissist, and you're trying so hard to not run into one, you're running right into one. So, anywho, you know, this friendship was back in my 20s, like I said, but they tried to have me crash out, guys. It was a line of events happening until I woke up. and I understood what was going on. Not only that, I had to remove myself from social media because